My name is James Townsend, and representing Bush Chicken. We're in the offices of the OLM, specifically the Cabot Dorian Conference Room. We're here with the Executive Director or Acting Executive Director of OLM, Mr. John Jenkins Bartee. Mr. Bartee, good afternoon.
Thank you, sir.
We've learned that you've just been appointed Acting Executive Director of the OLM, a position which has been a sticky issue before the recent elections. How do you see your new role as Acting Executive Director, having been Vice President on the previous arrangement?
Well, according to the Constitution, the new OLM Constitution, the board is supposed to appoint the Executive Director. So they appointed me as Acting Executive Director, and then they will go through the processes as required by the state. And then they will sort out. The board already appointed someone, Mr. Kamanti Dian, to chair the committee for someone to be selected as Executive Director. So our new role is to coordinate, administrate day-to-day activities of the Liberian community in the state of Minnesota. So all of the projects that the OLM have been carrying out will be managed on a day-to-day activity in consultation with the governing board of the OLM. So our role is simple, is to run the day-to-day activity along with the board, administrate, deliver, and implement as it relates to all of the OLM projects that came from the old regime, and that will be carrying out the functions as covered by the Constitution.
You are an experienced person, having worked with the organization, and there's no doubt that they've appointed you acting as a director. What is going to be different?
Well, the differences are profound. My function the last time I was vice president to Mr. Dwyer, and I was not the administrator, I was the implementer. In this case, I will be both implementer, administrator in this case. So the differences are profound. That one, this is a full-time job. I will spend my 8 hours and more than that daily doing what I'm doing now.
Okay. Now, what experience? I mean, you have a great experience now. Educationally, the executive director is going to be running the organization, as you said, day to day. Everything, policy, projects, and all the kind of things. I know they're going to have a project director, whatever, but right now we do not have a project director. What educational experience do you have to manage this challenging position?
Well, I had a professor who used to say every collegian is a manager. I have a bachelor degree. I'm doing a preliminary for a higher education. But that aside, I have served as manager at the Liberian Telecommunication Corporation in Liberia, a position I served both assistant manager and manager for years before coming to the States. So I have been manager before. I have served as manager for various groups' homes since I've been in the United States. And also before coming to the States, I was the Secretary General of the National Student Research Council, a body of student consultants across the continent and the world. So I have various experience. Presently, I'm just going out. I've been executive director for the halfway house for African immigrants recovering from drugs and alcohol in the state of Minnesota. We are reading projects, we have staff, we have implemented projects. So I have a lot of experience as a manager, as a leader, as a skillful politician and organizer. I have done all of those in the past. You may know for the last year since I've been appointed, we have brought to the table a foreclosure project that helped thousands of Liberians whom were being foreclosed were helped to stay in their home in the state of Minnesota. That was the first project we had, and that project was successfully carried out. We also have a development project about manpower into our Liberian community. That project was carried out, was successful. We also have the two projects that OLM is running. It's been run from my office as program manager. I run the refugee services where we provide low-income homes, food stamp and everything for Liberians who don't have them. And then we also provide green card and citizenship when needed. We do that for you. We also do job placement and prepare resume and find job for Liberia. I've been doing it for the last 6 months, and so my skills are enormous. We have done that, we are proving it, and just think for yourself. After 35 years where we are incapable and come from Rome. And so that's how my managerial skills are come. Thus far you can see it. This is the skills are not to say this is what I did, but I can tell you if you live in Minnesota, for the lack of way you can see what I have done.
With that experience, we can see that we're moving forward. Now, you're going to be working with 12 other people on the board. I think you're the 13th person as executive director. You're going to be having a lot of arguments and a lot of projects of, getting to sell these projects to the board. What are some of your initial plans? What initial projects do you have to put forward?
Well, I thank you. You have been here for over an hour now, and I've been in meetings with different institutions, as you can see. And for now, my plan is on 2 programs. One is mental health for Liberians, a program I'm working on, as you saw me this morning, and also what can we do for Liberian young people in the state of Minnesota. An after-school program, a community development that impacts sporting and recreation for our people. These are the 2 projects before me now. I'm working on them, and I believe by February we will be somewhere. We also have a program we have already worked on. We are only waiting for the state, a CDC project, the Center for Disease Control, ASTD project. We are waiting the state approval, and we are making full step. We also sitting here waiting on the state of Minnesota and the federal government approval for a program we have already put for 60 to 65-year-old Liberians to be included in a different program, to do activity in just sitting home. So all of the things are already in the pipeline. We're just waiting for result from the state and federal government. We don't have to, we are in a full speed. And, like my president kept doing, we say, the car was driving, the taxis were moving, you just change the driver, and another driver getting your taxi down the road. So we are in full speed, we're not going to stop. At one point, for the first time in the state of Minnesota, we have 75,000 from the state for 5 years. Every year 75,000 for refugee program for 5 years. That have never happened before, and we're going to continue that process.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bartee. Well, we've been talking with Mr. John Jenkins Bartee, the Acting Executive Director of OLM. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.